to rescue.
You can't.
What a...
Sandrone.
Fine. I guess I'll leave this to you then.
One last thing. Tell the rooster to get the message out to the gods and citizens of every nation in Teyvat. Beware. An uncontrollable pollution is spreading forth from Nodcry. The source of that, however, considering Dottore...
Hey, don't be too...
I hope you're right.
You're right on time.
Thanks. Hey, do you... I made...
I'll help you apply, don't worry. For now, let's see what we have here.
What are the doctors...
They are very thanks to research. Since you have the power...
That's true.
I've been thinking that was one of the most marvelous feats of ingenuity I've ever seen. The design, the craftsmanship, the material selection. I couldn't fault any of it. Not to mention the operating principles. Surely the most ingenious. The clue was that Miss Columbina was somehow able to use the pyro energy that you provided. Now, all this presumes a theoretical... I almost wonder if the idea for the device was conceived based on direct observation. It is at once, I suspect, only lesser... But back to the energy field before us. If this is pure light, could this mean that
Should we give it a try?
We should.
Ha! It works!
Clear signs of disruption were detected at the periphery of the energy field. This indicates that elemental energy can disturb or even negate the field. Now you try.
All right.
Switch to abyssal energy and No surprises there. Abyssal power. I now feel confident in it.
But the energy field is huge.
We don't have to neutralize it completely. That's all for theory.
So you knew I was here.
Huh? When did you get here?
A while ago.
Very thoughtful of you.
With what?
A little test.
Nice!
Tremendous.
Should we go through?
We probably shouldn't risk having mutually antagonistic...
Sounds sensible to me.
Don't worry, I got...
What do you mean?
It's based on a...
Glad I asked. Thanks for...
Like I thought. Beyond a certain distance, we can't see the opening where we came in. Maybe that's to prevent people from escaping.
Sounds like Dottore's style to me. Not much has changed. Things are basically the same here as they were before the energy field appeared.
They have no heartbeats and they're not breathing. We can only assume they're dead. But there are no visible wounds. Also, there's...
It's watching us.
What are you trying to tell us?
Doesn't seem eager to talk. I guess maybe it's just an animal...
Let's keep looking around.
Same situation everywhere. Not a living soul in sight.
Well,
Is skirting around.
just being...
Careful.
Please, help us. Please.
Over there! I hear a voice.
us.
What happened here?
I don't know. Suddenly, everyone collapsed. Then my line of sight got lower. I still have some of my senses left. I gotta get out of here.
It looks like there's a huge... Maybe each energy field is its own giant...
He's swapping human minds with those of animals. Those people may have lost their sense of...
We should go.
Agreed.
Come into being. Ah, you're back. Everything okay?
We saw some things that take a strong stomach. Otherwise, we're fine.
We should share our findings with the others.
Yes? Who is it?
Miss Nefer, it's me, Albedo. We found a way to break through the energy fields. With enough control, it's possible to tear them open using elemental energy. Also, we managed to take a look inside. Dottore is carrying out his cruel experiments on an immense scale.
Sounds like he's living down.
Might I ask how...
I'm just about to get started.
Understood.
I will.
Well, Nefer, I'll link up. What makes you... I'll need it.
Let's begin. Entering simulation mode. A vast wasteland. I was Wait.
What are you looking at? In that case, I want to know all... Is there somewhere I should return to? Or should I stay here and be the hero everyone says I am? I don't dislike my current life. Roaming the land, fighting battles, accomplishing missions, earning a living, looking after Paimon. It's not so bad. I guess the only thing that's missing is that you're not here with me.
This is the conscious layer, which contains a person's true feelings. It is filled with both longing and kindness.
I suppose anyone who lives long enough ends up wishing for someone who can't be there. Maybe it's the only way we can feel truly alive.
Time to delve a little deeper.
Nasha Town is hardly the optimal choice for a place to live, but it has character and a reasonable population density.
What are you trying to say?
Oh, don't be nervous. I was just thinking where might make a good starting point for your journey. Perhaps I should send you further afield. Conria, perhaps.
Conria ceased to exist long ago.
Once again, you fail to understand the possibilities that the Tri-Lune creates. Anything that has existed in the past, I can now recreate. You simply do not wish to see that happen. That might be because you miss your sibling and fear getting answers that you are not ready to learn. But this is not for me to judge. If we are to collaborate, we need to maintain an amicable relationship. In a moment, you will be able to...
Oh no.
What are you... What are you gonna do?
Don't move. Something unwanted has crept into... Oh? Gone as quickly as it came.
Did you save me?
If I hadn't cut the connection, Dottore might have caught you from the other side and destroyed you. This was a good idea, but once is plenty. You were exceptionally brave. Excellent work.
Thanks, but now's not the time for that.
Albedo speaking.
I think I know where she is.
What is this endless darkness? I can't see anything, even though my eyes are wide open. But why? What happened?
Ah, sorry about that. I take it you didn't notice. Just now, a friend of yours took a little peek into your mind.
Could it be Nefer? How did she do it? Did she use something as a medium to connect to me?
Do you think she's aware of your current circumstances? Oh dear. Have I stunned you into silence? I only wanted to slow down your time a little so I could stop your intruder in her tracks. It would have been nice to capture the spy. I must say, I'm finding the ability to adjust the flow of time rather intriguing. The moment you closed your eyes, time seemed to grow impossibly viscous, didn't it? A whole month passed before you opened your eyes again, but only for you. No one else was affected. I dare say this is something only a god can achieve.
Point taken. You've proven once again that you have god-tier powers.
Oh, you misunderstand. This wasn't about proving a point. I was testing things out. I find I learn best by doing, and I have to admit, time is not the easiest dimension to control. I only wanted to make you sleep for a short while, but it ended up lasting a whole month. Clearly some finesse is required to wield the authority over time as I wish. I hope you're not angry with me. It was only a month's discrepancy, nothing too serious. Had I been off by a year, a decade, or even a century, that would have been quite a different story.
You could have frozen me for millions of years. So much for collaboration. You aren't showing much sincerity.
Millions of years? To what end? I wonder if you don't understand humans all that well. They are very pragmatic creatures who understand only that which they can perceive with their senses. If I had you sit here for a week, I imagine people might sympathize. But if I left you here for 100, 1,000, or 10,000 years, the sheer size of that number would cause it to lose all meaning to them. They would not have the capacity to comprehend your suffering, and thus they could not empathize. Unfortunately, while gods do exist in Teyvat, it is ordinary humans that account for most of the population. Their lifespans are so limited, their bodies so fragile. Did you ever really hope that they could begin to understand someone like you? Your long life and unique origins make you fundamentally different from them. How long will it be before they start to treat you like the alien you are? Before you are ostracized, outcast?
Alien.
Even I feel bad for you sometimes. This world has made you into a slave. So many times you have served its will, and not once have the powers that be ever thought to grant you the one simple thing you wish for. You have been treated most unfairly. I can change that. I will grant you special privileges and give you back the status you rightly deserve as a descender.
I've entered the past 3 times at this point.
but I still have so many questions. For instance, beyond each point being further back in time than the last, what determines the specific locations at which I can make entry? So far, the common thread linking all three scenarios is that the Traveler has been present. But it's more than that. I know I sensed something familiar around her. What was it? I'll keep this question in mind as I carry on.
Humans, you never change. Always trying to use powers you neither comprehend nor control.
This looks like Star Sand Shoal. Was this before Rerir regained his physical form?
You've messed with the cannon again, huh? Sorry, but this round's not gonna go your way.
The cannon. That's right. I was at Silvermoon Hall and I sensed an abnormal Kuvaki fluctuation coming from Nasha Town. And right after that, came an ominous power emanating from Star Sand Shoal.
My body was once torn into countless pieces and hurled into the swirling chaos of time itself. But even so, my life and will were not extinguished.
I wonder if I could try to prevent his resurrection. But how would I do it? What can I do, here and now?
Traveler! Behind you! Look at that light!
No, I won't make it in time. She's using the Kuvaki shield like I taught her. Is she gonna use it to block the cannon's beam? She's strong. I'm sure she can manage. But the force released when the beam impacts the shield might lead to collateral damage. Easy Island. The Frost Moon Scions will be exposed to lethal levels of Kuvaki.
A question, if I may. Kind Miss Columbina. When the cannon's Kuvaki beam was deflected earlier, I saw several bolts of energy streak toward Hisi Island, only to be blocked. Did you also have a hand in that?
Maybe that really was me after all. Well, future me. But I don't know if I have enough power left.
Sigi sato pasa sax, niti ipotofutos.
There's no time.
Osestikos paratin tiram to risuiku, to pirto aithion feraton.
I have to make it. Oh, Frost Moon. Oh, great land. Oh, slumbering moonlight of Nodcry. If you can hear me, if you can sense my call, then please, heed me once more! Did it work?
Hey, wake up. Hey, did you hear me? Columbina, I said wake up now!
Oh, good morning, Sandrone.
It's 3 in the afternoon, actually. And could you kindly not use my quarters as your personal nap room next time?
But I feel so safe here. And your coffee, right? It's so bitter.
It's like you were raised by wolves in a forest or something. What did you drink growing up? Grass tea?
The Frost Moon Scions certainly led a more frugal existence than the Fatui.
Then I'll bet you've never eaten one of these before.
It smells delicious.
That's because it's a Fontanian recipe. I had a little free time today, so I made a batch. Rosaline will be here shortly, but if you really can't wait, I guess you can go ahead and... Hey, at least let me finish before you start eating! Did the Frostmoon Scions not teach you basic table manners? Or did the rules not apply to you because you're the high and mighty moon goddess?
These are so tasty.
Of course they are. I made them.
I was worried they might contain traces of machine oil.
What? You know, there's something I've always wanted to ask you. Why did you leave your old home and join the Fatui? I mean, I'm sure their food was awful. But there's gotta be more to it than that.
Well, life there didn't go quite how I imagined.
What were you expecting? You're a god. Your followers are gonna make some demands of you, right? Surely you can just answer a few prayers here and there in return for the free food and drink. How bad can it be?
Well, would you help other people just for free food and drink? The doctor told me that you were created by a great mechanic, Lord something Fisher.
The Lord Artificer.
Oh.
Not Sissi.
Yes.
You must be.
Exactly.
Huh. In his later years, Alan did ask me if there was anything I wanted to do. If I had any wishes of my own. Well, I don't. And I'm not in any mood to fulfill someone else's either.
Who's Alain?
He was the... You know what? Never mind. You're not gonna remember. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, neither of us is the self-sacrificing type. Let me ask you this. What sort of place would you like to live in, if you could choose?
A place where people don't ask me for things I cannot give them. Where they don't worship me, or fear me, but just want to chat with me like a normal person. I'd also like the freedom to come and go as I...
Not to burst your bubble, but no such place exists in the world. Now, take your snacks and scram.
Did I pass out? Of course. I'm back here again. I dreamed of events from my past. Sandrone. Traveler. I miss you all so much. Back there. I guess I managed to harness all the Kuvaki energy on Hisi Island. But how did I do it? Time is flowing that mystery up. I can sense what lies at the end of and need to avoid the contaminated fragments. Time to go. I wonder where I'll find myself this time. The Final Night Cemetery. This is where Flint's is based.
Difficult, yes.
Seems like they're searching for... Was this my...
To expose the true intent.
Are my actions changing the past? Or are they simply completing a process? Is all of this inevitable? Or am I the one making these decisions? If I choose not to help them now, will it change how things turn out?
Hope we don't land on our heads then.
They're my friends. I can't not...
Ghost!
And the other one was...
Hey! Another file's moving!
That should do it. Luanatar? You can sense my presence? Wait! Luanatar. So she's that familiar presence I've been sensing all along. She's always been by the Traveler's side. But why Luanatar? Is it because she has a connection to me as the Moon Goddess? That's... I cannot... This is likely. It's now or never. Hisi Island? How far back in time is this? Where's Luanatar? I can't sense her presence this time.
Seeing Anafa and Aino reunited like that sure was heartwarming.
Traveler, Paimon. No, call a way back, do I? And if I return in my Dottore's actions that day proved that he'd been planning that for a long time. He had already seized the power of 2 moon marrows before capturing me. Even if I managed to get back, how can I fight against him when he wields the Tri-Lune authority? I can't. If I go back like this, I'll be playing right into his hands. I have to Wait. I know what I...
Speaking of homes, we must already be close to where the Frost Moon Scions live. The vibe here feels different. Just like the scenery.
But how do I communicate my plan to my friend? Should I write it down? I need something with a close... It was I. That's why I could send it also because we have a deep connection.
Hey there!
And the reason... No wonder I said back then.
Go on. Go on now. We've got stuff to do.
Hey, you...
I'll be count. Remember to stay... Oh, and bring her to the garden where the moon prayer blossoms grow. There's a little lost dove there who will need her help. You too. As for mine must...
How would you like to experience the thrill of never being held accountable for your action? Believe me, such a life.
What point is each... Why would you...
The creation of a god's laboratory. Mortals are...
So the condition for entering... Could I really bring...
Have you made up?
I can't do... Your playground...
You've grown a lot. Why don't I love...
I...
And yet you already sound less defiant than a moment ago. The benefits appeal to you because you can... Why don't we return to my research facility? Now to that question,
Heroes don't attack from behind. Guess I'm no hero.
This is most disappointing. Now then. A new face. Interesting.
You're still gonna call me Hack Guy? I didn't see anyone else in there who needed... It's nothing. Why are you looking at me like that? I owed you a favor, but distracting Dottore was tough. He's not gonna fall... Dottore doesn't... I expect it's only...
So Dottore does... Did he really miss...
Why the long face? And I'm not Everyone would be...
How are you holding up? Hat Guy said to put safety first.
You don't look injured.
All right. There's a lot more work...
Understood. I will bear the Tsaritsa's decree in mind. I don't see what's so awesome about it.
I thought you might. How's your progress?
Quite Remember how I asked you to look up some files for me? That stuff on the Nazissenkreuz Institute. René de Petrichor and Jakob Ingold. Alain Guillotin despised René's theories and methods, but he never managed to come up with better alternatives either. So I adopted some of René's ideas.
I thought Alain was like a father to you.
And?
I would applaud them for it. That would mean that they have surpassed me.
For all we know, once you die...
Hey, come on out. They're back.
Huh? You're back? And your head's still screwed on? And you still have all your limbs?
What does it look like? Way to keep your composure, madam.
Excuse you.
Glad you're okay. Yes, it's a huge relief.
Worry?
We were worried.
Hey!
The Traveler and I were already friends. You are free to join this mission in whatever capacity you please. Much like your tea parties.
I must say, I was quite surprised when Mr. Albedo told me he would need no additional aid.
We discussed this on our way back as well. I am rarely so unequivocal, but in this case, we had full confidence in Hat Guy.
He said he knew what he was doing. Albedo and I pretty much had to just wait out.
You didn't have to mention that.
Well, I'm thoroughly...
Is she back? Is she really? Traveler! It's really you!
You can finally...
It's great to have you back in...
It's nothing. Same goes when you get to my age, too.
Varka? I'm not...
Oh, yeah, good point.
What? Everyone, I'm sorry for all the trouble while I was being held.
The three moon goddesses were even more powerful than we imagined.
Utter black.
While everyone was gone, Nefer and I made an interesting discussion.
Called it. Getting rid of a pesky troublemaker like her is like trying to clean up after a crumbly cake. It always comes back to haunt you.
Our next step is...
A place where time...
It sounds like she's on a... The question is...
We considered that...
Indeed not. Every road has an end.
Nicole! You sure loved quietly sneaking in mid-conversation.
I do, in fact. It's something I've always done at our mages' tea parties. Quiet, mysterious, and persuasive. You wonder what lies at the end of her road. Well, just as the world has a beginning and an end, so too does time. And so, the end of the road is the moment that Tevat was born. But where Miss Columbina will end up along this road...
What about...
All things do. In the beginning, no moons adorned the sky. They were shadows, but then one day...
Like I thought, no more paths back to reality have emerged since. But how can I be sure that I'm going the right way without scenes from reality to keep me on track? I can't even be sure of how long I've been walking for. The further I travel, the less stable this space becomes. There are even moments where I can sense something that feels like abyssal energy. They can just materialize out of thin air. I have to keep my wits about me. Seer of Solnari? I can't believe he survived. How did he do it?
You are the Moon Goddess. But... Please, there's no need. I'm not...
I find that a little...
The way you used my... And then, in the...
Mr. Dainsleif.
Right. When I first... How I cursed and devoured. I tore everything here apart. I was consumed by the desire to leave this place and have my vengeance. But then... This is the... But this time...
Are you the sort...
Not... But there was already...
Tried to.
Yes. Because after that, the world suddenly became silent for a moment.
What do you mean?
The voices in my head... They were gone. And then... I saw her.
Her?
Thelindis. My... former lover.
Never mentioned that she saw a memory of Thelindis leaping into the moon's reflection.
More precisely, I saw her afterimage. I'm sure the real her is long gone. She was just an ordinary Conrian. She couldn't have survived here for very long. Anyway.
If I hadn't...
You'd like to know. The one who Dottore. He'd been collecting. I had no interest.
So that's why...
Moon Goddess. Could I... ask a favor of you?
What?
I know this is a lot to ask. Especially from someone who tried to kill you. If you refuse, I won't fight it. But this is the only thing I...
What do you want?
I'd like you to...
So...
Yes. She's dead. I can sense that some part of her...
Why don't you go and...
I can't. All I can see is a glimpse of her. Walking in return. No. Not... in... I'm tired of it.
What do you... Is it okay if... like the part where you were...
Love... We hid too much from... There. The Abyss.
Even though Mr. Dainsleif felt he had a... he said that you'd be...
Why?
Because...
I know this will sound strange coming from me, but... Don't...
He kept his word. The Abyss is no longer obstructing my path. Is that Thelindis? Hello, Miss Thelindis.
Who are you?
You can call me Colin.
Rerir? My Rerir? Is he well?
He's...
better than he...
Others have had a... And I'm not just...
So...
Are you sure you...
Yes. This is my opportunity to learn the truth.
I admire your courage. However, time... Rerir had seeds of hatred in his heart. And many people, but in the end, he came to regret his mistakes. He wanted to apologize. Beyond that, he did not say specifically what it was he wished to convey, but I'm sure that you've...
I'm sorry.
It's all right. Well, that's everything from...
Wait.
I know. I intend to.
Without a moon man.
You could say that.
I see. I often think, and it's not just, I must seem, thinking back. Rerir was one of the Finster King's retainers. I wanted to help. At the time, it was only after I couldn't kill. I'm sure it was but I was simply, I know I'm never getting.
How do you plan?
Have you noticed the goal? Based on my past, I can share what I've. I think you just, also, the documentation, I have no way of verifying any of it by this point. But if it's true, you might be able to reach that era if you keep walking.
Understood.
I'm the one who about Rerir. I'm so sorry.
It wasn't your.
That's not true, but enough about that. And may the outside world never have to experience pain like this again. Rerir? You're there. I cannot see you, but please, gaze upon the past, and then sit for a while. Let's find a place to sit down together, just like we did when we first met.
How long have I been walking? How much further till I reach the end? Is there even a... everything's getting blurry. Are you all right? Have you...
The world is of... Miss Nicole explained that the moon...
Why do there...
Also, remember what Sandrone said?
Technically. In other words,
Yep. We have no way of staying up to date on whether she's dead or alive. She's on her own.
But at least she's trying her best to get back to us.
Yeah. She's a tough... as much as that mania. I'll be frank. Our only hope of defeating this false god. And I know that even she was no match.
we're not giving up on...
Right. No one's trying...
So...
Absolutely.
Duh!
Yes, yeah. Anyway, I'd probably get...
Computing power? You mean you need more energy?
No, the issue isn't energy, it's processing power. There's so much data to get through that the whole process has just ground to a halt.
That's a tricky problem.
René de Petrichor of the Nazissenkreuz Ordo once foretold the fate of the world. But I don't know how he did it. My guess is that he used the primordial sea's power. However, that won't work for me. His methodology was vastly different from my own. What's worse, they're incompatible. And to top it all off, we can't even leave Nodcry. Ugh, this is so annoying. If I'd known we'd run into a bottleneck like this... Well, no, the design bureau's a bust as well. Curse that Dottore! Couldn't have made this harder for me if he tried.
Oh, what do we do then? How about we grab a bite to eat and take a break? Maybe something will come to mind after you've cleared your head.
You don't get it, do you? I'm trying to calculate the fate of an entire world here. And I need accurate results, not big prophecies. Where the heck am I gonna find the computing power for that? Ahem. Anyway, time to shelve the discussion on technical difficulties. Being a killjoy isn't very ladylike after all.
Either way, we've done what we can. Rest well, everyone. Remember to let us know if anything new comes up.
Hat guy? Is he hinting that we should talk outside?
Let's go somewhere a little more private. You know that Dory went back to Sumeru, right?
Yeah. She mentioned she was planning to head back.
Things aren't looking good for Nodcry. She's gone to spread the word so that Sumeru has a chance to prepare for the worst. From what I know of Dottore, there are two possible reasons why he hasn't made a move yet. One is that he's still working through some kinks in his new powers. The other is, he wants to see how we're going to react. He'll easily devour everything eventually, so I guess he's in no rush to make it happen. The first false god he made was me. Now it's his turn. Even though my records were erased from Irminsul, Dottore's ideas haven't changed one bit. He once told me that becoming a god was like turning yourself into a hungry wolf or giant serpent to devour the moon. Clearly, he began studying the moon goddess's powers long before he even tried making a god. He's always wanted to get his greedy hands on divine authority one way or another. And in the end, he devoured the moon where I failed. In the desert of Sumeru, there is a chessboard built by King Deshret, also known as Al-Ahmar. I don't know if it was a real game, or if he was just trying to challenge his servants and citizens in some way. But creating games and setting rules, gods do that as a matter of course. That's the kind of power Dottore craves. Now he has the Trilunar Authority. His power is leagues beyond the common people. I don't think there's any point in other nations rushing to the front line. They're better off focusing on defense and hoping they can fend off any threats that spill out from Nodcry. Either way, Dory will inform Lesser Lord Kusanali, and she will contact the other gods in turn. The Seven will have some recourse available. If nothing else, their protection should keep the rest of the world from descending into chaos as quickly as Nodcry has. So on the bright side, even if Nodcry is doomed, your friends in other nations won't be in any immediate peril.
That's good to know. But I'm not ready to give up on Nodcry yet.
There's a word for people who refuse to let anything go. It's called being greedy.
Maybe it sounds greedy to you, and probably naive too. But whatever you call it, that's what gives me the determination to keep fighting. Battles are fleeting, but the will to fight is a long-term commitment. Give up for even a moment, and your resolve will shatter.
Why do you always feel the need to do the right thing? No one is born to be a savior. I mean, who's gonna criticize you if you fail or give up?
Don't take this the wrong way, but Dottore said something similar to me. I guess the Fatui attracts people who don't believe in saviors.
Not necessarily. It's less about belief for me. I just want to know how determined you really are. After all, I don't owe anything to anyone else here. Only you.
You look kinda worried.
If your arch-nemesis was about to achieve their ultimate goal, I think you might feel a little worried too.
That's true. Dottore is about to become an omniscient, omnipotent deity. That's gotta be a bitter pill to swallow. Still, you're calmer than I expected.
Obviously. I have to admit that my past self was a reckless fool who misunderstood not only the point of revenge, but how to achieve it. And as much as I want my vengeance, I know I'm not gonna get it by acting alone. If the world's taught me anything, it's to think before I act. Too bad it never taught me any other virtues, though. So, I am going to destroy Dottore, no matter what it takes.
So, what's your plan?
I'll get to that. First, tell me, what do you think of Sandrone?
Just like Paimon said, she's a friend, part of the gang.
How much do you trust her? This is a serious question. Think carefully before you answer.
Although she's with the Fatui, she has her own values, and she's helped us a lot. If nothing else, she's clearly going the extra mile for Columbina. I see no reason not to trust her.
If you say so. In that case, the three of us need to talk. I have some thoughts about her computing problem. It can be solved, but it will come with a cost.
How much? If I can afford it, I'll cover it.
Sometimes your heroism really backs me into a corner. You know that? Come on, let's go talk to her.